Waking up early, huh? I wonder if it's because you're in love. Interesting. Anyways, guys, welcome back to Misaki's Route. We just started a last episode. I'm very excited. It's going in quite a different way than I imagined. Apparently, she plays the violin, and she's preparing for a concert and wasn't willing to commit to being in a relationship with us because of that, which is fair. I mean, I feel like the more emotionally attached you got to us, the harder it would be to focus on this, and I think it's going to be hard either way. Let's go ahead and continue on and see what happens. It's one of those rare mornings where I woke up early. Morning, Misaki. Tried waking up early today, but there's nothing to do. Pretty bored. It's not like Michiru snuck into my bed or that JD woke me up either. Undoubtedly, the little adjustment in my daily routine could be better attributed to Misaki and her pennant. And I never know how to pronounce that word, guys. I know something in there silent. I don't know. Pennant for sending me text messages. The term well-trained springs to mind. While I was mulling over these silly thoughts, my phone went off with a new text received. Wow, look at this overachiever much. Okay. I mean, okay, that's fine, but she's just like, yeah, I study and I prepare my own lunches like a productive person. We don't do that here, guys. We don't do that. That was some pretty impressive femininity there. After all, the two girls who inhabited my own home with me had much more of an interest in consuming food than actually making it. I can relate. I can very much relate. I mean, I actually did cook some dinner tonight. Well, my wife finished it, but I did most of the work, okay? I'm gonna throw that out there. I do cook occasionally. Man, you practice the violin and still have time to cook? That's amazing. But you still have the contest coming up too, so try not to hurt your fingers or anything. And scent. Man, I would have figured Misaki could cook. I suppose maybe that would come with her upbringing. I heard a sigh of relief as I lazed about on the floor. It was certainly news to me since she never really talked about it before. We weren't officially lovers yet. Interesting way of putting it. But all the same, having this kind of window into her private life was pretty nice. That's the life, my guy. Having a woman cook for you like that? Oh. We can't go without the tsundere. Misaki, you're just too damn cute. The way she got embarrassed and couldn't be honest with herself was just... No, wait. As happy as I was, if she went that far, we'd be in a full-blown couple territory. Clutching my phone in hand, I thought it over for a moment. I guess it'd be wiser to save that for when we become lovers for real. Sorry, I'm clutching my phone like him, because I'm just imagining him just like trying to crush his phone in his hands, thinking about how much he loves her. I held back my tears as I typed out my reply. I couldn't burden her with that right now. Alright, let's see how this day goes. These two cute lovebirds. Oh, there we go. Wait, who's me right now? Michiru? Or Miyu? I don't know, it could be either. We have a lot of M's, guys. We have Makoto, Michiru, Misaki, Miyu. Okay, we have a few M names in here. Oh, the top of our class is so amazing how she never slacks off and always does her best. A quiz, eh? I guess Michiru would be taking that one too since they're all the same class. See, I thought I said Michiru, but then I was like, is it Miyu? Because like that would work too. They both have MIs. It's like, how am I supposed to know? Michiru suppressed her sophisticated yawn. How does one yawn sophisticatedly? On my way to school with Michiru. I like how they put a W/. Why can't you just say with? Oh, this is a text, that's why. I thought this was just like text. I'm like, why would you abbreviate that when you're just talking to yourself? Anyways, though tests sure do curb her enthusiasm, ever since her and Didi came along to wake me up this morning, it's been quite a hoo-ha. This whole entire sentence sounds so wrong. Anyways, let's continue on. For Christ's sake, Misaki, don't get so bent out of shape. I guess she must be a little jealous, right? Even if she was misunderstanding things, I was happy to know that she was concerned for me. Michiru just tried to sneak up on me this morning, but your text allowed me to avoid that, thankfully. As for Didi, she's my maid, so it's just one of her jobs to wake me. Besides, I'd rather sleep with you. Whoa, okay, my guy. You guys aren't even dating yet. Let's calm down here. I think she's right to overreact on that one. That's throwing it out there, Ray. That's a little forward, okay? I mean, I don't know about that one. Pretty sure certain texts of hers count as embarrassing crap, too. Oh, yeah, I mean, she does embarrassing crap, but you literally just said, I want to sleep with you. I mean, in what context she's supposed to take that, you know? That can mean many different things. Probably didn't realize when she sent a reply, so pointing it out wouldn't help. Understood, I won't send stuff like that again. It was fun to tease her about it, but best to back down for now. Oh, so she liked it. That's what I'm hearing. So it's come to this. Honestly, Misaki, 10-4, Mia more, and sent. Oh yeah, he doesn't give a frick about you guys anymore. And then there's Edie. Just throw something in there at the end and the conversation's over. Perfect. Okay, so I think she is actually talking about Miu, but the way they did that, I'm like, that could be Michiru or Miu. I don't know. That's Miu for you. I can't even remember the last time I aced a quiz. By the way, Misaki, how'd you do on it? Gosh. It's so funny to me. Misaki doesn't seem like the kind of character who's really smart, but then she's actually like a super level genius. Yeah, that's good, I guess. I suppose. Hold up. How do I replay this? No, I don't want. I just want to hear the dialogue. I think she's saying couple. I usually play with like one of my earphones like kind of off so I can like control my volume of my voice because I don't want to just be screaming while I'm recording. But I'm pretty sure it said couple. Koibito? Interesting. Yeah, I've heard a lot of yet. Like, we're not a couple yet. Well, I've been texting Misaki constantly these past few days. She practically begged me to at the start, but I felt like we've been doing so much more often lately. Having petty conversations with her certainly warmed the cockles of my heart, though. Being able to share secrets between us made me pretty elated. Sharing secrets, okay. And apparently just casually saying you want to sleep with her. And in the midst of my elation, Michiru seemed to be quite vexed. I have a feeling that's going to be a theme through every route, besides hers. Of course, but are you mad or something? Yeah, she doesn't look mad, she looks sad. Okay, now she looks mad. Oh yeah, I mean, I forgot about you, like, immediately after the game started. We had that scene where I saw you kind of undressed, and you held my interest, and then it said you were my sister. It was gone. It's very interesting. My wife is watching a movie downstairs about Alabama, and I think it's very fitting right now that I'm playing this game. We're pretty much watching the same thing, honestly. Come to think of it, all I've been doing for days on end now is texting Misaki. Sorry, Michiru. I've been too happy. I don't know, guys. Do we believe her? I feel like... Nope, I don't. I feel perfectly content where I am. Thank you, though. Upon saying so, she held out the lunchbox in her hand. Yeah, sure thing. I'll go get my own. I'll eat lunch with you because we're brother and sister. I think that's normal, right? Like that's not a big deal. But anything more, no. And don't try to lick my chopsticks or something and getting an indirect kiss. I know what y'all think, okay? And I'm not talking to you guys. I'm talking to her. Leaving her to wait. I went to grab my own lunch. If I stayed any longer, I'd start getting wary of those stares. Those kind were just itching to start spreading baseless rumors. People have nothing better to do with their lives. Why are you going around spreading rumors? Sorry to keep you waiting. The courtyard's a good fight. I'm sure you would. Well, we're not leaving the school grounds. I take a hold of her hand while apologetically noting to her that eloping was out of the question. Why did we need to note that for her? It was never in the question, let alone out of it. Stepping into the hallway, we just about walked right into her. There stood Misaki, a rather adorably petite lunchbox dangling from her hand. Let me guess, you were about to invite me to lunch too. Guys, what do we do? Do we go out with the girl who we're not technically dating yet but is really cute and we want to be going out with her? Or do we go out with our sister who's insanely in love with us, but we've been kind of ignoring her? Do we feel bad for her? Nah, we ditch her. I wish they would let me do that. They won't. Honestly, though, I will say people that, like, get into relationships and then start, like, ditching their friends and their family and just, like, doing their own thing, not great. I wouldn't recommend that. I feel like that's just a way to lose a lot of friendships, okay? Like, you can balance having a boyfriend or a girlfriend and also still seeing your family, still doing your everyday routine and family and friends. I mean, that's just what I'm trying to say. You can do both. What's with the smile as you say that? Now we can indirect kiss her if that's the route we want to go. I'm fine with that. Just not her sister though. Misaki's gaze went from my face and then to my hand, more specifically the one I was holding Michiru's hand in. With longing, almost with jealousy even. I like how they've gone this route where these two are kind of like jealous and kind of going at each other. I wonder if that's going to be in all the routes, because I kind of said earlier, like, I feel like she's going to be pretty jealous in all of them, seeing us with anybody else but her. I wonder how much of that we're going to see. Curious. And how about the three of us eat together? I really can't tell. Are they trying to be super sexual with these jokes? Or am I just like totally like mind in the gutters right now? And then there's poor Misaki who definitely isn't going there. Isn't definitely not thinking about it. Yes, because you're making me question like how dirty am I trying to be with interpreting what you're saying. Never mind, Misaki's picking up on it now. You're the one who said it. What do you mean you don't know what you're saying? Hey, Michiru, stop teasing Misaki. Okay, good. She's just teasing her. Okay. I'm like, does she really not know what she's saying when she says that? Like, am I the only one interpreting in a certain way? Oh, you, Misaki, you don't need to react to all that, okay? She's playing dumb. Can you believe that, guys? This chick. Well, it is true we aren't in that kind of relationship yet, but Misaki's panicking too much. Come to think of it, she doesn't know I told Michiru about my confession yet. She's trying to hide our emotional luggage from other people or something. Michiru is evil, guys. Like, why do you guys like her so much? She is evil. Like, she is just playing this, just like, she's just like tugging on her, just tightening it like that. She's just playing an absolute fool when she knows everything. And then there's Misaki, who is really not doing well with this. Not really convincing anybody. I decided not to tell Misaki of how I told Michiru about the confession, since she wanted to keep that a secret. It totally didn't have anything to do with Misaki being cute as hell when Michiru teases her, okay? Oh my gosh, Rei, you are so terrible. If we don't get moving, we won't have time for lunch. We're not penguins, guys. What are you talking about? Absolutely nowhere. We're gonna be eating normally. Eating normally, guys. We're not eating out, okay? Freaking Michiru, man. Gosh. Sexualizes everything. Even after we relocated to the courtyard to eat lunch, Michiru's teasing continued. I'd suspected she was just jealous because of the texting, but I started to get more suspicious. There was something about their conversation I was starting to clue into. Who says chillax anymore? Yeah, stop harassing my not girlfriend, okay? Michiru's teasing entirely pertained to how Misaki and I got along. I suddenly figured out the reason why. Michiru must have wanted to find out how Misaki felt about me. Even though I never asked for it, my sister, the kibitzer. Freaking school, man. Putting arbitrary limits on how much time we can use to grow closer to our romance partners, okay? You all know in a visual novel, we're not going to school to learn. We're just going to school to find a partner. We want to find cute anime girls. That's all this school is for. But at a sigh, she didn't seem all that tired out. Perhaps Misaki, in spite of Michiru's relentless disposition, still cherished the time they spent together. For me, I was just happy to see these two people who were so important to me being excellent to each other. Is that what I think it is? Yeah? That's a reference to a certain movie. Be excellent to each other. I've never seen those movies, so I really can't quote it too much, but I do know the reference, okay? Time for us to head back, then. Misaki, see to Michiru for me. I love how she's just playing with her. Michiru is evil, man. What is this? So, like, is Michiru basically giving us her blessing? Don't think so. I think she just really is teasing her. She just wants to see her blush and get embarrassed. Make her uncomfortable. Wait, we're not even going out yet in the first place, are we? Misaki is cute, though. I do like when she blushes. I will give her that. Oh, okay. There was like a motorcycle outside, and it sounded like thunder. I'm like, is there a storm going on outside I don't know about? Anyways, another school day concluded. The moment homeroom let out, I got my stuff together and stood up to leave, like any normal person would. Oh, master, you're awfully speedy? Is that what it said? Didi came over as if she was hoping to have a chat, and her eyes were wide open in surprise. You're inviting me to hang out by chance? Yes! Okay, I didn't hear what that word was. Sorry about that, don't worry about me too much. Aware of the situation, she did nothing to stop me. I apologetically waved to her as I left the room. Yeah, we got plans. I ain't gonna hang out with Dee Dee. Your route's next, though, Dee Dee. Don't worry about it. I usually took my sweet time whenever I went to see Misaki, but today was different. I had the text she sent me right after 5th period to thank for that. Rereading that text, I could feel my face going slack with glee. Please don't start singing right now. Though we'd been seeing each other after class, we never really set up a proper meeting like this. Of course, I was planning to go whether she invited me or not, but it was the very fact that she did invite me which made this time feel different. It feel special. That'd be alright, the way she wrote that at the end just to sound humble. How precious is that? Yep, ain't love the sweetest thing. Even though she hadn't answered my confession yet, I already felt like we were in that kind of relationship. I mean, she pretty much did say that she felt the same, she just didn't want to say it right now. I mean, that was pretty much her exact words. Like, hey, I feel the same as you, Ray, but I'm not gonna, like, reciprocate right now. Must have looked like such a creep walking through the halls, though. But what the hell, I was happy. I don't know, why would you be a creep? I guess because he's in a different age? Misaki, what's up? Ray in the house. Reading Misaki, you seem to have just finished getting ready to play. Immediately took a seat on the chair nearby. Did he actually say that? I thought he was going to say that and then smash the clock. And then just go back and not do that. That would have been funny. We haven't used the clock in a while, actually, now that I think about it. Must have put the chair there specifically for me since it's such a good spot to listen from and all. Also, you get this really interesting view of her butt. Man, I'm just totally beside myself at that invitation of yours. I feel like I'm walking actual sunshine right now. Walking on sunshine. Oh, frick, I'm singing. I gotta stop doing that. I said no singing because the Glee reference. I couldn't even concentrate on 6th period class because of that text either. Totally goofed. But hey, it just made me realize I totally love you for reals and all. Psych! She was frozen on the spot. Was I too blunt? Wait, I think she might just be beside herself at me right now. It was definitely ill-suiting of me to act like that. I'm such a pompous, self-opinionated idiot. In other words, my joke had gone down like a lead balloon. Sorry about that. Taking out my pocket watch, I bowed my head in dejection and I threw it against the ground. Hey, we're using the pocket watch. Yeah, let's go. Right, take 2, but third strings first. What the hell was I thinking? That's a good question. I have no idea. Even though I can literally read your thoughts, I had no idea what your plan was there. I'm in the middle of the hallway, burying my hand. Head in my hands. I guess those texts have gotten me a little overexcitable. Seriously. Holy shit, I'm an idiot. With the benefit of hindsight, I was able to look back and realize I just hadn't crossed the line back there. I'd utterly obliterated it. Even Crow is coming to talk to him. Crow's like, oh my god, what are you doing out here? With a flourish and the most impeccably horrendous timing imaginable, Crow appeared in front of me. What am I doing, she says. You saw all that anyways, didn't you? I don't know either, honestly. I couldn't tell you. I really couldn't tell you what he was thinking there. Come on, I don't do crap like that usually. Well, at least I regret it, right? Anyways, look. Looks like she's gotten ready. I'll have to make a more subdued entrance this time. Dang. Okay, Crow. You don't have to be so mean. Oh, heck off. If I did, I would have gotten a girlfriend by now. And besides, this was just a plain and simple violation of common sense back there. I don't know. Ray's usually pretty good for the most part. Like you're one to talk. Dang, he's really swearing at her. My gosh. So you're gonna tag along? Yeah, I like how she's just like totally gone most of the game, and then she just comes to like watch our failures and make fun of us. He's still swearing at her. He really hates Crow sometimes. Oh my gosh. She just gets her kicks from watching me screw up, doesn't she? Oh, I can't wait for Crow's route. It's gonna be funny. It's gonna be so good. Quietly opened the door and mentally excusing myself as I did so. Misaki was completely concentrating on her performance and didn't notice me entering. Her playing was calm and collected, but her performance was quite passionate. Yeah, that's what she needs, guys. I was saying that last episode. I was trying to find the right word. What would differentiate her from other people? She needs that passion. She needs that that thing to make her stand out from everybody else. I feel like the movie Soul did a really good job. If you guys saw that, I think it was the Pixar movie, right? I feel like that did a really good job of like showing what happens to an artist, you know, when they're just like really getting into and feeling it. Like they really feel so passionate, like it just, I don't know, the whole like animation like was changing for it. Thought that was a really cool way of representing that. Probably best not to interrupt her until she finished playing. Closing my eyes, I listened intently to her performance. Did we fall asleep? Could you imagine if we just fell asleep right there? She heaved a sigh and slowly lowered both of her arms. I thought of applauding her, but I figured it would just spoil the moment. I had to keep calm. I couldn't let myself get distracted by the rather mature-looking glow of sweat Misaki had about her. It seems she really had realized I was here. She turned and smiled at me. Of course I did. I texted you and all. Hey. I see. I can't help but get a little flustered when she's honest like this. In any case, it seems like you can play pretty good even when I'm around. I mean, to be fair, we did like kind of confess to her, and I don't know, it was just kind of messy. She raised her voice and turned bright red as if she just remembered. Well, that was when I confessed and all, so I can't really blame her. Well, I'm just glad it took you only a day to get your groove back. I did enjoy it. It made me so overjoyed, I felt like embracing you on the spot. Ah, crap. This attitude of mine was what screwed things up the last time. Seriously, she wouldn't have actually minded. Crow, get the frick out of here. Look at this smug face as she's just saying you're a virgin. Like virginity has anything to do with, hey, I totally forgot Crow was there. However, I'm not gonna let myself get distracted like this, and besides, Misaki can't even see Crow in the first place. Right, come here and let me hug you then. You just said you would like that if he did. Freaking do it, yes. Well, I thought you said you wouldn't mind. Think about that crap first, Buster. I don't want to hear from a floating goddess that doesn't have any consequences to her actions. Having heard too much, I narrowed my eyes at Crow. No, don't worry about it, Misaki, you don't know. Oh no, that wasn't directed at you and I'm not upset. I'm glad you invited me and your performance was great too. There's no need to worry, I was looking forward to spending time with you and I enjoyed it as well. I said this before, but I always jump at any chance to listen to you perform. I wouldn't be here if I didn't feel like it. The Sandman would have gotten to me if I was bored. Yeah, honestly, I don't know. I like relaxing to music that's not like too upbeat, you know? I used to go over to one of my mom's friend's house. He would invite us over, my mom being there, of course, too. And he had these really nice speakers, like he had this really cool setup, and we would watch like concerts and stuff on there. I fell asleep like every time because it was just so relaxing. Even though the bass was really strong, it wouldn't be an environment you would think you would fall asleep in, but it was just so relaxing to me. I don't know. So I kind of like falling asleep to like live music or just, I don't know, when I'm at somebody's house and I'm just listening to music and relaxing. It makes for a good nap, that's for sure. A stroke of genius on my part. Well, maybe it was because Misaki was performing that made it so profoundly heartwarming. My heart ended up drawing me to her, even though my mind hadn't known it was Misaki playing. Good job, me, you chicken inspector. What does that even mean, chicken inspector? Did I just say that out loud? I must have been so excited that I ended up blurting out something rather embarrassing. I like how we just said that he's a chicken inspector out loud. I think I would have blurted it out if I weren't excited. And she did say she prefers me that way and all, so I figured it would be best to swallow my pride. Wonder what would have happened if I didn't use the watch. Couldn't help... Oh, excuse me. Couldn't help but feel a bit of pity about that. Though, since I ended up discovering something as a result, I didn't regret it. Yeah, I think either way, like, as long as you've established that you like her music and that you feel comfortable around her, I feel like falling asleep while she's playing wouldn't mean necessarily, oh, I'm bored or whatever. I think it would just mean you feel comfortable and you feel relaxed around her, which is what I would want from a partner, you know? I feel like you want somebody that you can feel comfortable enough and that your inner self feels safe around enough to fall asleep. Why, of course, all for you. Don't worry about it. A sweet, warm, and fuzzy feeling lingered in the air. Was this the kind of mood she was talking about? Lightly stroking her violin in hand, Misaki turned her gaze to me. Are we still talking about the violin here? You want me to tell you something to play? I guess that answers my question. It wasn't about the violin. Okay, we have to do a violin song. I want you to do Through the Fire and Flames. I think that would be great. That would be a lovely, heartwarming piece that I could fall asleep to. Can you imagine me just going at it? It's like sorry, I didn't even try to make a violin sound. I had no idea how to do that with my mouth, so... She's supposed to be focusing on her practice right now. We're just going to be a couple until... We're not going to be a couple until after the contest is over. Besides, we can't just come out and do that stuff in an empty classroom after school. And definitely not with Crow watching us either. Yeah, since you're intending to win the contest and all. Misaki, what were you about to say right there? Curious. Interesting. As you wish. She ended up playing a request of mine afterwards. Was it Through the Fire and Flames? Alright. If it's not Through the Fire and Flames, I do have one other song I'd request. Wonderwall. You're my Wonderwall. I feel like that's like a classic thing you have to request when someone asks. Okay, I've had my fun. Still, the only suggestion that came to mind for me was one of the pieces I'd heard her play before. As a result, well, I could say that I was able to compare it with her previous performance. I had a feeling that the next time around, she had more leeway. Her tune and rhythm were perfect, but she strung up the melody with grace. Surely it was a performance without flaws, one that was true to the original score. That was how I felt. Oh boy, guys. I was having too much fun with that. I'm sorry. After the performance, she nodded slightly and gave a sigh of relief. I made sure to applaud her this time. It was a good performance after all. Good job, that was subarashi. Is that how you say wonderful in Japanese? It's like subarashi, something like that? Ah, frick. Looking at notes, it was good. It was great. I enjoyed it. Like, what other generic ones, compliments do I have? I thought you were pretty good. My wife makes fun of me for that. She's like, yeah, whatever you think, like something, you just say it's good. It's such a me thing to do. Sorry, I don't know anything else about music, so I can't really say anything. Guess I'll have to study this stuff more for her sake. Or else I'll just end up listening to her from a one-sided point of view. Well, thanks for allowing me the honor. Okay. Miss Humble. I am, so I'll be sure to give you better comments next time. Dang, okay. Well, at least I have something better to say than I did today. Oh, but thinking of the last time I heard Michiru performing so long ago, it definitely felt a little different. If she asked me for more details, I wouldn't know how to respond since I didn't know anything about specific techniques or whatever.
ちょっと先輩、そんなに悩まなくてもいいからね。
I wasn't really thinking about... Wait, maybe I was.
それとかあれとか、ちゃんとまとめて話してくれないとわかんないわよ。
Like, I just love her vocabulary too. Yakking. Buster. Sorry, but if I may, from an emotional viewpoint, I think there's a little something missing in that performance. I don't mean you missed any notes or played wrong either, I just had a feeling there was something missing.
足りないって、例えば？
I mean, honestly, the only person I know that kind of does, like, violin would probably be Lindsay Sterling, if you guys have heard of her. I think she's rather talented, and she kind of dances while she does the violin in a way that kind of adds emotion to it. I know that's weird to say, but I feel like it's very expressive, and she like puts like powerful movement into it, so it really like amplifies what you're listening to, in my opinion, of course. I mean, I don't really watch her much at all, but I have seen like a few of her performances just on like YouTube or something. So I do think she does a great job, though. I will say that. How do I put it? It's kind of like you sound great when you're giving it your 100%, but it's different when you're at 0% or something.
もっと思った通りに言っていいのよ。ある程度は慣れてるから。
You suck. No, I'm just kidding. But all the same, I was hesitant. I'm scared of how she'd react, especially since I couldn't use my watch again just yet. But she asked me to come out and say it, and if I was vague about it, it might just end up causing her more trouble. So I did as she asked. Your playing was good, but I didn't really feel much emotion from it. Probably aware of what I meant, she drooped her shoulders after looking up at the ceiling. Sorry, I couldn't word it any better than that.
平気だから。頼んだのは私だし。
No, I think that was pretty tame what he said. I mean, just like, hey, I feel like you're doing it maybe kind of robotically, like you're doing the notes, like you're hitting the notes and everything. It sounds fine, but from you, I'm just not really getting anything out of it. I mean, that's pretty much what he's saying, and I don't think that's wrong to say it that way.
それに前々から同じことをよく言われてたから。
So I guess what people are trying to tell her is, hey, we want more Misaki in this performance. You know, it's fine that you're hitting all the notes and you're playing it perfectly, right? But maybe add some emphasis, some movement into it. You know, like you're really, you know, you're kind of playing and you're just kind of bringing in, like, get some movement in there, like really feel it. People want to see that you're really in the moment, and they want to be in that moment with you. Misaki looked crestfallen. I had to do something about that. Interpret that sentence how you will.
もう少し言い方というものがあるだろうに。以下略。
But anyways, if you know what the problem is, don't you think you could get better if you could fix it?
私もそう思うんだけどね。解決できればの話だけど。
I think part of like getting into a performance, like if you've ever watched a singer like singing and you know they're like singing and then they get that part where they're just like close their eyes and they're just like really hitting a note or something, or they're really like speaking to your soul in that moment. That's them getting into that. And I feel like that comes from practice, because you're comfortable enough, because you've practiced it enough that you feel that, like, you know the song, like it's just natural to you at that point. I think that comes from an emotional side where you feel a connection to what you're singing, or in this case, what you're playing. Like you feel like it's probably pretty hard with classical music. I don't feel like that would be as easy to connect to, in my opinion. I like songs that have lyrics that really mean something to you, that are really deep, maybe speak to some point in your life, or maybe you were at a low, or maybe you were at a high point in your life. I like music in that regard, like lyrically. I don't know how you would translate that necessarily to a violin, but
ダメなところは分かっても、どうすればいいのか分からずにずるずるここまで来てるし。
if she did have an idea of what to do, she would have solved her problem a long time ago. Didn't say anything else to help her in
言われ
response.
たのは気持ちを込めて弾くってことなんだけど、私なりにちゃんと込めてるし。
Yeah, you definitely look pretty serious about it, and I can feel how committed you were.
ありがとう、先輩。
Yeah, I feel like she's working on that. I mean, it's kind of hard to tell somebody that's like really like feeling it and doing like putting emotion into it that they're not doing enough. It's like if she feels like she's putting emotion in, how can you do any more than that, right? I mean, by that point, you're just kind of faking it. You're just kind of making it look more showy. So I don't know. I'm not sure how you would solve that problem. I didn't know how effective my encouragement was, but she didn't look too convinced. Picking up her violin again, she closed her eyes to calm herself down. Notes began to emanate from the slow movements of her fingers like rippling waves. Each note was precise. I could tell she was playing each one in an effort not to interrupt the flow. Yeah, it was definitely filled with emotion. What I felt was the emotion of impatience, irritation that she couldn't play the way she wanted to, which was distracting her from her current performance. I could feel it from every note and every breath. So I have a kind of an idea of what she could do to kind of solve this problem, but I want to see what Ray has in mind, if it's similar to what I'm thinking. Let out a gasp, but that wasn't why she stopped playing. I saw her grimace in pain as she rubbed her finger. She must have heard it while pressing on the strings. You okay, Misaki? You didn't injure yourself, did you?
これくらいだったら大丈夫。
She looked at her hand. She shook her hand as she spoke. It did have a slightly red tinge to it, but it wasn't anything that would leave a mark.
せっかく先輩が付き合ってくれてるんだから、もう少し頑張って練習の成果を見せないとね。
I had a feeling her emotional fatigue might be a bigger problem, though. This problem really had been dragging at her heels for this long. It wasn't something she could fix with just a bit more
ご主
practice.
人の役割などせっかくというほどでもないがな。
Well, it has worth to Misaki, even though I feel like such a worm when I put it that way. Hey Misaki, should you take a little break before you go
もう
on?
少しやらせて。調子が出てきた気がするの。
This is all it is, a feeling, but I didn't want to say that out loud. Being passionate about it is good and all, but just don't push yourself, alright? I mean, you were up late last night, weren't you? And on top of that, it seems like you woke up early today,
早
too.
起きは毎日のことだから平気よ。
Yeah, but you don't want to burn yourself out, though. I mean, that's not good. That's not helping you practice or anything. Then you've just been piling up your fatigue. Take a break. In fact, I insist you do that. I'm tired, too, after all.
それなら仕方ないかな。
She knew I was trying to egg her on, so she gave a reluctant response. All the same, she obeyed my request and sat in the seat beside me.
それで、休憩って何するの？
It's a rest, so we just rest, right? Maybe small talk or something, like we could talk about you.
私のことなんて話しても面白くないわよ。
I don't believe that.
それよりも、私は先輩のことを聞きたいんだけどな。
Sure. No, I don't think there's anything interesting about Ray, do not shut her down.
私は気になるの。好きな食べ物とか、いろんな好みが知りたいし。
Sounds like something a couple would do.
別にお弁当を作りたいとか、嫌いなものを入れないようにしたいとか考えてないから。
Oh my gosh, I love tsunderes. They're like so obvious about what they're thinking about. Even if her question didn't have any ulterior motive, it seemed the thought had crossed her mind. Come to think of it, she mentioned that topic in her text to me this morning, too. What kind of stuff I like, eh? Well, I like games and manga, and I think plenty of other guys my age are into those, too. As for food, I like curry, though, like I said, that's pretty normal,
普
too.
通のことでも知っておきたかったのよ。
Yeah, I feel like that's just a Japanese thing. It seems like a lot of Japanese people love curry. By the way, I like girls who work really hard to achieve their dreams.
それで、
I feel like you put that in there just for her. Hey, I already confessed to you. Isn't it a little late for that line?
何回言われても緊張するに決まってるでしょ。
Though I certainly wouldn't get as nervous as the first time myself. I felt a bit embarrassed, but I enjoyed seeing her reactions a lot more. Yes, Ray, you're doing it. You put them on the spot. You say something outright, and then you don't get embarrassed by it. You just, like, say it. It's so fun. Right, how about you tell me what kind of stuff you like this time?
好きな男の人のタイプなんて言わないわよ。
No, I was meaning to ask about what kind of food and hobbies you like.
私の好きな人が気にならないわけ？
Oh my gosh, shut up, Misaki. That's not what we were asking. You tell me if I asked.
少しだけ待って。
Just let me sleep on it. You seem to want to sleep on a lot of things. Apparently with him, too, because of those text messages from earlier. She's too darn cute. There's no way I could get sick of her when she acts like this. Hell, every single time she does, I fall for her even more. So, about the
先輩も
violin.
バイオリンに興味が出たの？それならちょっと弾いてみない？なんなら私が教えてあげてもいいわよ。今なら手取り足取り私が教えてあげてもいいんだけど。
The situation sounded like quite a happy one. Misuke would be behind me practically hugging me, then she'd be all like, hey, squat a little, will ya? I can't reach. The two of us would make eye contact and our faces would go bright red and... This dude's overthinking this way too much. It was a really wonderful suggestion, but I doubted I'd be able to restrain myself at all if that happened for real. Fortunately, I'd much rather listen to you performing than me.
そうか。
Oh, what the? You literally had it all planned out, too. You should have let it happen. But after the contest, when you have time, would you mind teaching me?
任せて。
Was she beaming at the opportunity to teach me, or was she beaming because that meant we'd end up having physical contact? Oh, I'm sure we'll have plenty of physical contact, okay? Well, whatever. Either of those options are just fine with me.
先輩には教養が必要だと思ってたからね。私がバッチリ仕込んであげるわ。
I'm not gonna lie to you, though. You'll have your work cut out for you. I tried my hand at it when I was young, and even then I knew I had no talent. Though Michiru definitely had the talent, she didn't have the interest.
か。もったいないけど、興味ないんだったら仕方はないかな。
Crap, that was quite a slip of the tongue. Have you been studying the violin since when you were younger?
一応ね、家では他の習い事もやらなきゃいけないから、ずっとってほどじゃないわよ。
Oh, that's
す
impressive.
ごくなんてないわよ。それくらいやるのは当然だもの。
Sounds like a lot of pressure.
先輩だって家で何か習わされてるでしょ？
No, nowhere near the same level as you. I wasn't trying to show humility either, that was the truth. There was certain knowledge I needed to have, and I already knew a few things as it were, but beginning next year, I would effectively be hitting the books. I guess you could say I'm on my grace period right now. My future's already been determined, so I've got it easy. There really wasn't that much pressure on me right now. You're different, aren't you? I was trying to compliment her on how hard she worked, but she didn't really seem that happy
や
about
ら
it.
なきゃいけないことをちゃんとやるのは当たり前だしね。
Yeah, I suppose. Is putting that kind of effort, in that kind of effort, your responsibility at home with your family being who they are.
それもなくはないけど、家柄は先輩のところと比べたら全然でしょ？ただ、バイオリンは習い事じゃなくて自分からお願いして始めたことだから。これは義務とかじゃなくて、私が私のために頑張りたいのよ。
And I mean, ultimately, that's what you should be doing, right? If there's something you really are passionate about in life, it should be because you are passionate about it that you're doing it, not because somebody else wanted you to do it and is expecting something of you. She heaved a sigh.
ま、問題はその成果が出てないことなんだけどね。
She added as if she were casually trying to gloss over her problem, because I knew she was seriously worried about it. I knew how much she wanted to do her best. I knew how indispensable experience could be, that it would surely bring results. However, a human being can only do so much. Time is a limited thing, and if she puts too much work into it, she'll eventually burn herself out. It's in her personality to put everything she possibly can into meeting a goal. She doesn't take well to resting, and she seems the type to work hard without cutting any corners. She doesn't sink that effort into just one thing. She takes the same can-do approach to everything. I liked seeing her that way, but I didn't want to see her collapse and working too hard either. So my role here was... Right, shall we go to the rooftop?
私は怒られるようなことなんてしてないわよ。
That's not it. You're overthinking this. This is still part of our break.
変なことしないでしょうね。
Of course not. I want to, though. Also, stop hugging yourself like that. It's bad, Ray. There probably wouldn't be anyone else around at this hour, and I'm still not gonna pull any funny business. It's got nothing to do with my libido.
それならいいわよ。付き合ってあげる。
Though she sounded hesitant, she carefully placed the violin back in its case. Though I'd convinced her to come along with me, the hard part would be next. Rose shot me a glare as if she was directing me to keep myself together and then disappeared. She didn't have to tell me that, though. I was still doubtful of my ability to understand women. Hey, it's okay. It comes with time. And then you realize that there is no understanding. You'll never fully understand them. You'll always be wondering. This place is always deserted.
こんな時間まで残ってこんなところに来る物好きなんてそうそういないわよ。
Just the two of us then. How don't we... Hey, don't we come here a little too often?
そう言われればそうよね。いつでも人がいないって分かってるくらいだし。
which was the reason I brought her here to start with. I was planning to cheer her up to keep her from overworking herself. Maybe relaxing the sunlight like this would clear her mind a little. Though it wouldn't be bad if I could give her a bit of advice while I'm at it
兄
too.
ちゃんのことで話したのもここよね。
We also had our little consultations here too. I recall we started off just trying to let her open up to other boys a little
あ
more.
あ、そんなこともしてたわね。私は何やってるんだろうって呆れちゃったけど。
But it worked,
そうね
right?。
先輩を信じてよかったわ。
Oh, that's nice of you to say. I like that. I see. Well, you're welcome. You're kind of making me blush here,
先
though.
輩は恩着せがましくしてるくらいでちょうどいいのよ。そのおかげでみーちゃんは恋人はできなかったけど明るくなれたわけだしね。
I would say so. I think the whole thing kind of helped her.
ま、そのせいで私はみーちゃんと遊ぶ時間が減っちゃったんだけど。
Yeah, that would just happen naturally. And thanks to that, I got to learn your good points, and I ended up falling for you. Oh, you're gonna say it like that, huh? She let out a high-pitched squeal, almost like a hiccup, as she went red with embarrassment.
返事はしないからね。
Pleading the fifth, huh? You won't incriminate yourself? That's not why I said it.
じゃあどういうつもりだったのよ。
Well, both Miyu and I ended up better off, and thanks to that, you and I ended up getting this close. That's what I meant. I'd be glad if Misaki also felt the same way, though she probably wouldn't give me an answer of how she was taking things right now. But if she did feel the same way, that'd be pure joy to me.
ねえ先輩、その言い方だとみーちゃんの手伝いがなかったら私と仲良くならなかったってこと？
Well, it's not like I knew it would end up happening back then, but we still ended up getting closer, didn't we?
本当にそう思う？
I do. It's fun to chat with you, and we have good chemistry, too. It's very interesting how life works that way. Sometimes you just have events, and it leads to other events, and a situation that would never happen, maybe otherwise, ends up happening, and you meet new people, you have different experiences. I mean, I've had that happen plenty of times in life, and I'm grateful for it, right? If not through Mio, I probably would have gotten to know you through Michiru, and we'd end up getting along the way we do now.
今みたいにか。仲良くなるのはもう少し後だったんじゃない？先輩がいなかったらみーちゃんは石田先輩に振られて落ち込んでたと思う。
In fact, she wouldn't even be alive right now. That was doubly depressing to think about. Oh gosh, yeah, why did you have to bring that up? I totally forgot.
だけどそうしたら先輩はみーちゃんのこと好きになってたかもね。
It almost seemed like we kind of did, honestly. I feel like that was something that they were kind of leaning towards.
みーちゃんは頑張り屋のいい子だもん。
For my money, you're a good enough girl for me. You're kind, you take care of your friends, and you work hard. Those are all good traits. That's the Misaki I fell in love with.
いや、ダメ。そういう恥ずかしいことは禁止。
Is everything verbatim? It's embarrassing for me too. Besides, I wouldn't be able to say that if the conversation didn't end up going in this direction. Wouldn't you say I'm actually paying heed to the time and occasion about saying that stuff for once?
そうだけど。
Besides, you'd probably just end up making yourself sad, wondering if I didn't like you anymore. I suppose I could have confessed my feelings to Miyu, but right now Misaki was the only one I liked.
先輩が何言っても返事はできないんだからね。
That wasn't my intention. I just wanted to tell you that.
それが困るのよ。嬉しくても返事ができないんだから。先輩は好きなように言えるからいいかもしれないけど、私は溜まっていく一方なのよ。
Is that so? Good. So basically, she's just dying to give me a response. Better not to say that to her face, though. It felt like anything I said would just put more pressure on her. I couldn't think of anything to say that would make her feel happy without also making her feel awkward. Oops. While Misaki just stayed tight-lipped without saying another word, I found myself getting a warm, fuzzy sort of feeling. It certainly wasn't an awkward one.
いい天気ね。
Oh, yes. Totally. Nice weather, huh? Yeah, we got a nice breeze going, too, so we could bask in the
も
sun.
かしてる陽気は春みたいだけど。もう夏よね。
We kept on making pointless small talk. Eventually, we ran out of words to say. We could hear the sound of the wind, along with some sort of ongoing commotion in the distance. Spending this time with Misaki really was comforting. Whether we were conversing as normal or even just staying quiet like we were right now. Did she just yawn?
今日はいい天気ね。
That was a cute
そこ
yawn.
は蒸し返さなくていいのよ。
I guess weather like this would make someone prone to yawning that
フォ
way.
ローしなくていいわよ。
You really couldn't... You really haven't been getting much sleep, have you? I can lend you my shoulder if you're tired. As if to present her with another option, I patted my lap as well. My lap is available for rent as well. Even if you fall asleep, I'll be sure to wake you up. If she took a nap, she'd probably be able to concentrate better and probably wouldn't miss any more notes either. My offer was a half-joking one, but as long as I made her cheer up, that was enough for me.
なら、お言葉に甘えるわ。
Oh, good. Responding as if she had no other choice, she lifted up her hips and moved towards me. It's cute. Wait. Hey, hold on. What's going on with these hands right here, huh? Holding hands? At her unexpected answer, I had no idea what to do next. I froze on the spot. After I felt her warm and soft hand grasping mine, I could only let out a disbelieving voice. You know who I realized she just looks like? She looks kind of like, what is her name? Hine? The chick from, Chaos Child. Yeah, that one. That's who she looks like. She looks like, Arimura. Is that her name? Hine Arimura or something like that? I don't know. Just this pose, she looks like a brown-haired Arimura.
何よ。先輩が使えって言ったんじゃない。文句あるの？
I wouldn't call it a problem, more like a feeling of gratitude.
ならいいじゃない。
I didn't mind, but whatever. But a stroke of serendipity, I was definitely happy about this turn of events. I've always wanted Misaki to rely on me like this and allow me the privilege of physical contact with her as well. You know what he sounds like right now? He sounds like a simp. Just kidding, guys. But I couldn't get ahead of myself with elation just yet. She was probably allowing herself to rely on me right now, owing to her exhaustion. In fact, she seemed so tired that it was like she didn't care whether it might have been embarrassing. You could say this was like her. While I was happy to see Misaki like this, it was also a little worrying.
高いな。
It is very interesting. We're seeing a very vulnerable side of her. That's another thing we have not gotten to see that I'm really happy about. Also, can we talk about how freaking thick her thighs are? Look at these thighs. Gosh dang. She's got the stockings on and they're just like tight around them. Anyways, I'm getting way too distracted. I promise. I'll be focused, guys. Focus. I wonder if she was talking about the weather or my hands, hopefully the latter. But either option was making me feel happy, stupidly happy even. Misaki squeezed my hand tightly. The little mannerism seemed to convey the fact that she was trusting me. Everything about this moment is so beautiful, though. Can I just say that real quick? Like, not to break the moment, but... I didn't want to betray her trust, but when she was totally defenseless like this, I was already on the verge of wanting to embrace her. Maybe just a little pat on the head would make her happy. After all, that wouldn't be abnormal for a pair of close friends to do.
なんだか久々にのんびりしてるかも。
Isn't that because you've been too restless lately?
そんなことないわよ。怠けるのが苦手なだけだもん。だらけてたらやりたいこともできないし、やらないとダメなことも終わらせられないでしょ。
Couldn't sense any hint of enthusiasm in her voice. But she continued to drive herself up the wall, believing this was the obvious thing to do. And I guess you'll need to learn how to take a proper rest. I wanted to let her relax and stop feeling exhausted before she ended up burning herself out.
そうね。気を抜くのも下手かも。先輩みたいにはなかなかできないかな。
I wouldn't call it slacking off, I just want to have fun, that's all. That's all a girl wants to do. Girls just want to have fun. There's a whole song about it. At the very least, I don't feel like studying as though my life depended on it.
今からやっておいた方が結果的に楽できると思うわよ。
Maybe you're right, but I don't feel like doing it. That's exactly why I see you giving things your all and look up to you for it.
頑張ってるだけよ。
I meant what I said, but she didn't seem too happy. There may have been a reason for it, but she probably wouldn't tell me, even if I asked. Anyways, just rest for a bit. Rest a bit for now. Like I said, I don't mind if you want to sleep.
ありがとう。
You're welcome. I gently squeezed back her hand in reply. Just that little gesture seemed to make Misaki calm down in an instant. She relaxed, and as if to show her trust in me, she was able to let her guard down in front of me.
先輩、 しても成果が出ないときってどうしてる？
What would I do? I think if you're trying your hardest on something and you're maybe not seeing the results you want, I wouldn't be too hard on yourself. If you're giving it your all and it's still not good enough, then it's not on you. I mean, you tried, you gave it your best. Don't be too harsh on yourself. I mean, I don't think that's a reason to stop trying if you're really passionate about whatever that is. And if you really still want to see results, I think continuing to try might be a good option. Maybe looking at the situation from a different way. I'm not sure. I don't know. Try something different. Do something different. You know, don't keep doing the same thing if you're not seeing results. A sudden question. I'm guessing you're talking about the violin.
自分で言うのも心苦しいけど、私って結構頑張ってるのよ。
I mean, I think everyone can tell that she's working pretty hard. Given your tenacity, that kind of makes me feel like a real waste of oxygen compared to you.
頑張ってても、その割に上達しないことがほとんどでね。
I don't know. What would you tell someone in that situation? I mean, I have a lot of things I could say, but what's the right thing to say? I'm not sure. By the way, if it... I don't know how to pronounce some of these words, guys. I don't use these in normal English, so... I mean, I know they are normal English. I'm just saying I don't use them in my everyday conversation enough to, like, know how to pronounce them off the bat. Fictitious comment. Misaki replied with a rather painful smile.
なりに工夫して努力してるんだけど、結果が出ないから。
She exposed her weakness to me without bothering to conceal it. She was doting on me, and yet I couldn't give her any words of encouragement. I'm actually with Ray in this one. I actually have no idea what to say to her. That's a really hard, like, if you say the wrong thing, I feel like it would make it worse kind of situation. It's like, what's the right words to comfort somebody like that? Because it's hard, because I feel like when you get into a situation like that, you're going to start getting really depressed. If you feel like you're trying your hardest and not meeting your own goals, you're just going to feel like you're a failure. I mean, that's just, I feel like an inevitable thing. Not to say you should, I'm just saying that's what you're probably going to assume you are if you're not able to achieve it. If I'd had any prior knowledge that this would happen, I would have thought about it a little bit better.
バイオリンでプロを目指してるわけでもないし、何十時間も練習してないわ。音楽学校には通ってないし、そういう人たちから見れば遊びに見えるかもしれない。それでも私は真剣だし、上達しようと思って努力してるのよ。してるつもりなんだけど、あんな感じだったでしょ。だからどうしようかとか、どうしたらいいのか考えても答えが出ないの。
Wouldn't it be better to ask someone with more experience on how to
そ
practice?
れもだけど、続けてていいのかなって。
I couldn't say anything to that. I never thought of her as the type to voice such feeble complaints in the way she was doing right now. She never told me before about how worried she was. I discovered a side of Misaki I'd never known about before, and this wasn't something I could be happy about.
ごめんね、変なこと言っちゃって。
It's not weird, I'm glad you're being honest with me about it. If I could give her an answer, I would. I wanted to find a solution to her problem. I opened my mouth, but the words wouldn't come out. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. Should I cheer her on with an irresponsible remark? But this was Misaki's venture, not mine. Don't bite off more than you can chew. Could I prevent her from going through with her decision? But could I take responsibility for whatever happens after she gives up? Do your best? That's the worst thing I could possibly say. Because, yeah, she's already doing her best, and she's struggling with that. Honestly, I want you to keep playing the violin. Therefore, I just had to say to her, I had just said to her was the most fitting response I could give. I liked your performance, and I liked to watch you play. I couldn't give a concrete answer that actually addressed the issue at hand. However, this was how I truly felt.
そんなこと言われたら頑張りたくなっちゃうじゃない。
I'm not telling you to do it, but I'd still be happy if you
だか
could.
ら先輩が喜ぶんだったら私のことは後回しにしたくなっちゃうの。それに好きだとか 悩んでる時に別のことでまた困らせないでよね。
Her grip on my hand became just a little bit tighter. I wanted to spoil her, but I didn't want her to say something. I didn't want to say something that would just make both of us feel better and nothing more. All the same, once you find your answer, at least I can give you a push on the back. That was why I wanted her to relax right now, in order to gain the confidence she needed to find her answer, to make her decision, and then move on. And when she had enough vigor in her to want to work hard again, I'd lend her a hand and help her back to her feet. This was why I wanted to keep her from worrying right now. So with that said, tomorrow, to clear your mind, let's say we go on a date together. She just casually agrees to it without even realizing. I'm more surprised that you straight up agreed to it. Like, she just said yes. Sorry, Ben, I'm just gonna gloss over what I said with "it's nothing" or something. Or I'm not gonna just gloss over it. Like, I get you want to practice and all, but I really don't think it's a good idea to push yourself like this. Surely there's another reason why you're not doing well. Something that isn't related to your technique, right? So don't you think taking your mind off things for just a moment might help you solve your problem? Just came up with the idea on the spot, of course, if you don't want to. Wouldn't mind if you declined. With a smirk, I turned my gaze towards the adorably confused Misaki. I think I might have asked a rather mean thing of her. She undoubtedly knew that I asked her that because I knew she couldn't just refuse an offer like that. Oh, you don't hate the idea, huh? I'm sure. Told ya, Misaki turned her gaze away from me to hide her glee and embarrassment. She was just too easy to read. Oh, Tizzy, we haven't heard that one in a while. Misaki's asking difficult things of me again. She's quite a contradictory one. How do you ask something like that in a way that isn't sudden? Your attention, please. I'm about to make a request for a date, or something. Besides, I only even asked her out on a date because I was thinking of her in the first place. Though, I get why she tried to hide her embarrassment. That's what makes her so cute. Okay. Well, of course I just want to hang out. Going on a date with the girl I like just sounds right as rain, doesn't it? Gosh, just shut up, Misaki. It's so obvious you're into Rei. Like, you don't need to hide it. It's just to clear my mind. It's a date that isn't a date, but it's just to clear my mind, but it's a date that isn't a date. If I teased Misaki about possibly being averse to going on a date, she'd probably blow her stack. That's fine with me. My main motive here is to cheer you up after all. I'm hoping it'll help you perform better. You might get more inspiration if you can just chill out for a bit instead of being cooped up indoors worrying about it. Of course. I do, in fact. I care about you a lot. Darn straight. I was getting all worked up about not making much sense, but as long as Misaki was happy, I didn't even care. Houston, we have a problem. I think my brains are starting to leak out of my head now. You're welcome. Anyways, you're too darn cute, so let me rub you all over. Ray, stop! Well, you're right next to me, aren't you? How couldn't I hear you? So you mean to say somebody here blurted out their most genuine feelings without thinking, eh? That would sound really perverted taking out of context. Hey, quit swimming around. You're gonna hit your head that way. No, she would literally walk off the building accidentally. You look like you might get a boo-boo, though. Well, I'll pet the pain away while you do, so don't worry. Well, even if you don't bang your head, I can pet as much as I want. Heck, just let me do it now.
今はダメだからね。
If not now, then when?
そんなこと言えるわけないでしょ。
She was squirming either out of embarrassment or something else. Her face was red as a lobster. I also ended noticing how I couldn't wipe the grin off my face. I was the only one who got to see the side of Misaki, and she even rested her head in my lap. Overflowing with a sense of superiority and euphoria, I felt like I could faint on the spot. That was a cute scene. I loved everything about that. I am so far enjoying Misaki's route. I will say that.
よし。
I think we're gonna end it here though. We're about at the hour and 10-minute mark. Not my favorite place to end this because I really want to know what's gonna happen right now. But I think that was cute, and maybe they're gonna be going on a date, so we'll save that for next episode. That'll be cute. I want to see her in some more like regular clothes. One thing I will say I noticed about her outfit though is she kind of has that like circle thing on her bow, and it looks like a sundial to me. And I just realized I'm wondering if that's a reference to time and things like that. Seems like this game has a lot of clocks and time, and I was wondering if that's maybe a reference. I'm probably super late to that, but just when she was laying down like that, I really got to notice it and pay attention to the detail. So anyways, enjoying Misaki's route so far, guys. She's probably still my favorite girl. I just think there's a lot to like about her. She's cute, she can be funny, but also we have these really deep, serious moments with her. She's really got me thinking about maybe my life and trying to relate to her and help her in a way. And it's kind of hard to do. There's a lot going on with her, and there's not really like a single answer to solve her problem, which I really like. It's not just some unrelatable thing. I feel like a lot of people could probably relate to her predicament. What do you do when you're trying your hardest to achieve something and not getting the results you want? Very difficult question to answer, but anyways, guys, I hope you're looking forward to our date with her tomorrow. And I will be doing that in the next episode. So anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed it. Have a good one.